good morning, everyone, and welcome. We thank you all for being here today. Despite the cold weather, we had a couple of postponements for this event, but we finally made it happen on the coldest day of the year, and that's okay. So on behalf of the City of Edinburg and the Texas DPS Aircraft Operations Division, thank you so much for joining us today at South Texas International Airport here in Edinburg for this special ribbon-cutting ceremony celebrating the completion of the new DPS Aircraft Operations Hangar. It is Hangar 5, and I think that deserves a round of applause. We finally got here. So today's event marks a major expansion of DPS aviation operations here in the Valley, and it certainly reflects a really strong partnership between the City of Edinburg, the state of Texas, and of course, our public safety leaders. We're honored to be joined by state and local elected officials, DPS leadership, airport representatives, and our community partners, and we thank you all so much for being here with us this morning. At this time, please stand and join me in welcoming Edinburg City Council member Dan Diaz for today's invocation, and then Mayor Pro Tem Salazar will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you. Buenos dias. Good move all headgear. Please join me in prayer. Heavenly Father, we gather today with gratitude as we mark the completion of this new facility and the progress it represents for our city and our region. We thank you for the partnership between our local state leaders, for the cooperation that made this project possible, and for the shared commitment to public safety and service. Bless those who have the vision to plan, the skill to build, and the responsibility to fund this effort. We ask your protection over the aircraft, the equipment, and especially the men and women who will operate from this hangar. As they serve from this place, whether responding to emergencies, protecting our communities, or supporting those in need, grant them wisdom, steady judgment, and safe passage in every mission. May this new facility strengthen the ability to serve the Rio Grande Valley with excellence and readiness. Bless the City of Edinburg, the state of Texas, and all who are committed to safeguarding our communities. Guide our leaders in continued service, and may your hand be upon this place now and always. And as I like to say, in God we trust, can I get an amen? Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and you may be seated. At this time, I would like to take a moment to recognize some of our distinguished guests and dignitaries who are joining us today. Of course, our Mayor, Omar Ochoa, Mayor Pro Tem David Salazar, Councilman Dan Diaz, Councilman Jason De Leon, Councilman Jerry Lozano, our City Manager, Ms. Mayra Ayala, from the Office of U.S. Senator Ted Cruz, Adrianelli Gomez, Senator Chuy Hinojosa, State Rep Terry Canales, Texas Transportation Commissioner Alex Meade. I saw her get here, Hidalgo County Commissioner Precinct 4, Eli Torres, and her staff. From DPS, Region Chief Art de la Garza. We also have Major O.J. Garcia. Our Sheriff, Eddie Guerra. Mercedes Mayor, Oscar Montoya. From our Chamber, Executive Director, Ronnie Laralde. And also Edinburg EDC, Assistant Executive Director, Karina Lopez. If I missed anyone, I apologize, but thank you all so much for being here on this very cold morning for this great event for the City of Edinburg. It is now my pleasure to welcome Mayor Ochoa for the official welcome remarks.
All right, good morning. Yes, it is cold, but we all get to bust out our wonderful winter gear, right, for the couple of days that we have the privilege of doing that. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to South Texas International Airport. It's a distinct privilege to stand here today on this tarmac surrounded by the incredible machinery of public safety as we celebrate not just the opening of this new hangar, but the expansion of a profound promise that we make to our citizens. We're gathered here to cut the ribbon on Hangar 5, which is a new facility that represents a transformative leap forward for the Texas Department of Public Safety, but also for the City of Edinburg. The blueprints detail an expansion from 15,000 square feet to a massive 31,500 square feet, which is effectively doubling the operational capacity. But it's something that represents far more significance than just the concrete, steel, and the square footage that we're surrounded by. It's a fortress of readiness that will house the guardians of our skies, providing the critical space necessary for increased mission capabilities, personnel growth, and essential fleet maintenance right here on site. I must specifically recognize the giants of our local delegation who fight for us every single day in Austin and make things just like this happen. We are joined by our State Representative Terry Canales, a powerhouse for our region, who serves as the chairman of the House Subcommittee on Transportation and whose influence in securing the resources that keep our region moving and safe cannot be overstated. Thank you for your work on this hangar. We also have the honor of being supported by State Senator Chuy Hinojosa. And here's a fun fact that some of you might not know. I actually worked for Senator Chuy for 2 legislative sessions back in the day. And watching him navigate the complexities of the Capitol was a true masterclass in public service. If I learned anything from those long days and those long nights, it's that you never stop fighting for your community until the ink is dry and the check is cash. Thank you, Senator. I also want to thank Texas Transportation Commission member Alex Meade, whose strategic vision helps ensure that infrastructure projects just like this one move from concept to reality. Thank you, Commissioner. And closer to home, I have to acknowledge the incredible team of leaders that I have the honor of serving alongside, and that's our Edinburg City Council. And it says a lot that every single one of them is here today to commemorate this project. These are the people who possess a true heart for this community, individuals who work tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure that when we dream of progress and talk about it, just like this hangar, we have the unity, the resolve, and the compassion to wake up and build it and actually make it happen. Thank you, council members. And as we look here and admire Hangar 5, let's remember that this is only one piece of a much larger puzzle, as this facility is a cornerstone of the South Texas International Airport's comprehensive master plan, a bold strategy that envisions this airport not just as a transit point, but as the premier aviation hub for this region. And we also have our state local delegation to thank for an additional $20 million that's going to go to major upgrades here at our airport. So the future is bright. We are all very excited for what that will be. And we thank you all for being here. Congratulations to everybody that made this day possible.
Thank you, Mayor. Next, we are honored to hear from State Representative Terry Canales, and Mayor mentioned it. His leadership played a big role in helping us to secure the funding for this project. So again, State Rep Terry Canales.
Thank you. So they always give me a bunch of notes, talking notes, and I never look at them. This is my baby. I can tell you that the senator and I worked so hard on securing the funds for this, but I actually hangar a plane across the way, and I could see the difficulty the DPS was having navigating the amount of aircraft that they had and sharing space with Border Patrol, with Coast Guard, with Air Marine, and there's a big risk that you've got when you're moving planes around called hangar rash, that you can really damage aircrafts. We had multi-million-dollar aircraft sitting out in the sun day after day, which does havoc on avionics. What I can tell you is I started to take pictures, and I took pictures of the actual FBO, and I took pictures of the aircraft sitting in the sun. I took pictures when Donald Trump first took office, when they actually had the, I guess it was the first border surge of a bunch of helicopters sitting out in the mud. I took pictures and a video of them working on Black Hawks in the rain, and I approached the Senate leadership and said, if you're serious about securing the border, you need to give our fighting men and women the right resources and the right tools. And so I use those pictures, not one session, but 2 sessions. And with my good friend Chuy Hinojosa, who said, if you can get it out of the House, I'll make it happen in the Senate. Well, we fought both chambers, and I can tell you that this was not easy. So today, I've watched this building go up as I fly in and out of this airport frequently. And today's the first day I actually got close to it, and I walked in, and I almost got emotional because it's really an amazing feeling to see what you work for materialize into an actual metal and concrete structure, and to see the difference that this is going to make for the people that actually are on the front lines. And so I can tell you with all my heartfelt gratitude that it is the honor of my life to serve South Texas, but it's also an honor and a privilege to see what you can do when the community, when your city is behind you, when your colleagues like Senator Chuy Hinojosa are behind you, when you work really hard, you get to see things like this transform this whole airport. This thing is a monster. And if you haven't seen the back of it, I haven't seen it yet, but they tell me there's an armory and all sorts of goodies. And I'm so pleased to be here for this ribbon cutting, because this is a culmination of a lot of work and a lot of hard hours spent trying to convince people that Edinburg is the center of all border aviation operations. And so thank you for being here. Those of you who are here, it is our pleasure to have you here, but know that this is just the beginning of many things to come. I can tell you before I close that in the last 10 years, I believe that the Senator and I have secured over $50 million for this airport, and because it is one of the, if not the most important center focuses and pivotal points of avionic and aviation security for the border. And so thank you for being here. Once again, congratulations to DPS, and thank you to my Senator Hinojosa. Thank you for all your support. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Representative. And now please join me in welcoming State Senator Chuy Hinojosa, who is also so instrumental to this project.
Thank you. And good morning. Or buenos dias. Well, you heard two of my great friends and colleagues, Chairman Canales, Mayor Ochoa, pretty much laid out the vision of this facility. For us, we want to make sure that we continue to increase the capacity for DPS, the capacity of this airport, which is very important as it relates to the hub. A hub to be able to deal with border security, the hub to be able to deal with any type of disaster, the hub for management and providing public safety. And you're right, Chairman Canales, many times we had many of the assets from TxDOT to DPS sitting out there, exposed to the weather, exposed to the sun, exposed to rain, which is not a very good investment. So for us to be here at this moment, dedicating this great facility, so over 31,000 square feet, one of the largest in the state of Texas, it took a lot of teamwork. Teamwork by the leadership of Edinburg, who relentlessly advocated in the legislature for us working with TxDOT and DPS to make sure this became a reality. Here in the Rio Grande Valley, we continue to grow at a very rapid pace. Our law enforcement need the support of our leadership to make sure we provide them with the tools and the infrastructure they need to be able to do their work and protect our community. So for me, I'm just very happy to be here today. And you're right, Chairman Canales, 30, 40, $50 million that we have been able to secure to invest in this airport is very much key, because if you look at the growth here in the valley, it's going through Edinburg. It's going through Edinburg. But it's important we invest in our infrastructure needs. So I want to thank you, Commander De La Garza, City Commissioner for the City of Edinburg, and the Mayor. Man, I must have taught him well. He does a better job than I do. We got a great mayor here in Edinburgh. You need young people come in and provide leadership. So I'm very proud that you got elected mayor. He'll do a great job. And I know Mayor Ramiro Garza was also very instrumental in getting us where we are today. But it's all teamwork. It takes all of us working together with priorities and a focus, making sure we get our fair share of state resources. Thank you. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Senator. Takes a village. At this time, we are pleased to welcome Texas Transportation Commission member Alex Meade.
Good morning, everyone. You know, it's exciting to be here with you all today, not just as a TxDOT commissioner. In fact, by the time I got appointed by Governor Abbott to serve on TxDOT, Senator Hinojosa and Chairman Canales had done all the work. So I'm grateful to be included in this participation. But I can tell you, as a former economic development director in the Valley, city manager in the Valley, the leadership of everybody in this room and before to focus on transportation and focus on aviation and this FBO is second to none. In fact, I can tell you in the 20 years I did economic development, Edinburgh was always supporting and pushing to improve this airport. And that hasn't changed. And Mayor, one of the things I've learned is aviation, FBOs, transportation is economic development. In fact, TxDOT is really in the economic development business. We are not in the transportation business as many people think that we are. In fact, when you look at the general appropriations in the state's budget, we are under Article 7, which is economic development, not Article 6, which is where you have water and other infrastructure. So for me to be here in this role as a TxDOT commissioner now, but yet still be doing economic development is something that I truly do enjoy. And I enjoy it even more now that I get to serve the Rio Grande Valley in this capacity and get to work alongside Senator Hinojosa and Chairman Canales, because they have truly been the champion, not just for the city of Edinburgh, but the entire region. They make my job very easy. So I'm happy to be here with you guys. Thank you all for including me in this ceremony. You all have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Meade, for your big support of this project. Next up to the podium, please help me welcome DPS Region Chief Art de la Garza.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here with all of you all. First of all, I'd like to extend a heartfelt thank you from Colonel Martin Freeman, and Lieutenant Colonel Jason Taylor. They were unable to be here today because of the weather in Austin, but they do send their gratitude. It is an honor to be here today on this special event, opening the new Texas Department of Public Safety hangar here in Edinburg, Texas. This facility not only represents a building, but also a commitment to ensuring the safety and security of our great state and the citizens we serve. First and foremost, I would like to extend a heartfelt gratitude to our elected state officials, Senator Chuy Hinojosa, and to Representative Terry Canales. Your leadership has paved the way for us to enhance our capabilities, allowing us to better serve the citizens of this great state. Furthermore, your advocacy for public safety funding has been instrumental in making this facility possible. Your tireless efforts in the legislature have ensured that our law enforcement agency is equipped with the tools that are needed to respond to emergencies swiftly and efficiently. Thank you for championing the cause and for your commitment to our brave men and women in uniform. A special thanks as well to the leadership of the City of Edinburgh, Mayor Omar Ochoa, and the City Council. Your collaboration and support have been pivotal in bringing this project to fruition. The partnership between the Texas Department of Public Safety and the City of Edinburg is a testament to what can be accomplished and achieved when we work together towards a common goal. Your willingness to embrace this project reflects your commitment to making our community a safer place. As we gather in this facility, it is important to recognize that it will serve multiple critical functions. The hangar is not only a house for our aircraft and our personnel, but also serves as a staging for law enforcement operations and disaster responses. Together, we are enhancing our response capabilities, ensuring that we are prepared for any challenges that may come our way. The strategic location of this hangar allows us to deploy our resources quickly and efficiently throughout the Rio Grande Valley and beyond. Whether responding to a natural disaster, aiding in a search and rescue operation, or supporting our local law enforcement agencies, this facility will be at the forefront for our efforts to keep Texas safe. But it is not just about tangible assets. We are here, that we are here. It is about the lives that we will touch and the communities we will protect. I want to reiterate my deepest gratitude to all those who have supported this project, from our elected officials to the city leaders, state employees, and our community members. Your dedication to public safety and your belief in the importance of this facility have made today's celebration possible. Let us continue to work together, united in purpose, to ensure a safe tomorrow. Thank you. God bless you. God bless the state of Texas, and stay warm.
Thank you, Chief. Now also on behalf of DPS, please welcome Major Orlando Garcia to the podium, better known as OJ.
Good morning. I'm not a big speaker, so I got to bring up notes, not like everybody else. But I'm just here to tell you how this partnership got started. And it all started back in about 2009. We used to be stationed in McAllen, and we had a crew fly in here to get fuel. And as they went into the FBO, they ran into Deborah. I don't know if y'all remember Deborah. She was the airport manager back then. And they asked her, what's the deal with this big hangar here? And she said, you want it? So we took it. And that's kind of where everything started. We were there for many, many years. And then as we grew, operations grew, we figured, man, we need something more permanent, something bigger. And our legislators came to bat for us. And so they drafted a bill. We built that Hangar 4. And we moved it to Hangar 4. We were in there for a while. We kept both hangars, 4 and 3. And while we were in 4, we had the military in 3. So we were like a joint partnership with these guys. Everything was great. But what happened? We continued to grow and continue to grow. So again, they came to bat for us, and they got us this beautiful thing that we're in right now. The main thing that I like to note is that with this hangar, we're able to do a lot of maintenance. We hired our first mechanic, Richard, back there, about 3 years ago. This is the first one in the state. Nobody else in the state for DPS had mechanics, so we hired Richard. We started doing maintenance in Hangar 4. Now in this Hangar 5, we hired Jared. Jared started with us in December. So we're self-sustainable here. This helicopter is our main helicopter. It never leaves because we're constantly doing the maintenance here. And you could pick Richard's brain about how the inspections are done, but it's like a 50-hour, there's a 100-hour, a 150. But we eliminate the downtime because they're doing it all here. But it's not just our aircraft, it's aircraft from all around the state. They're sending them in. Within the last 3 weeks, we've done 3 inspections from Del Rio to Midland. The Midland helicopter came in, and the guys do the inspections and they ship them out. So what all started with just a fuel stop ended up becoming this, and we're just very appreciative to the city for stepping up. Tom worked a lot with Tom in this project, and we couldn't ask for a better facility. Thank you, guys.
And he said he's not a speaker. Thank you so much to all of our speakers, and let's get to the good stuff. At this time, I invite our city leaders, all our elected officials, of course, DPS representatives, and any project partners to please join us here in front of the stage for the official ribbon cutting ceremony. So let's get to the cutting the ribbon. Careful when you walk down, please.
3, 2, 1.
All right, let's make it official. We cut the tall ribbon. Officially, everybody welcome to Hangar 5.